Hi, my name is Lee and welcome to my channel Cola Flipper. I'm a UK eBay reseller. I buy second-hand items at car boot sales and charity shops and I sell them online for a profit. Different location today. The house has got stuff going on, so I've been relegated to my garage stroke workshop. So excuse the mess, but this is the life of a part-time reseller. So as you can see, lots of sort of half cleaned. I know these are all been cleaned and drying now. So yeah, just Sunday the 1st of August today. Got back from car boot sale about an hour ago, and I have set myself some rules. I've broken them, but I think I'll do well today. I have spent just under 80 quid, spent 78.50 including £1.50 entry fee, and I reckon, rough estimate, looking at comparable sold, somewhere in the region of 640, 650 quid should be able to get, so before fees, etc. So yeah, not a bad morning. Right, just a quick interlude. I just want to say a massive thank you to a couple of people. At the bottom of my Instagram posts and on my YouTube videos, I mention the Buy Me a Coffee website. Basically, if I've helped you on your reselling journey or you've learned from me, please consider buying me a coffee. Not really expecting anyone to do it, so I just want to say a massive thank you to the people who have recently. So a big thank you to Ali Callie and Lynn Hughes, but a huge thank you to Sean Abercrombie and Anya Waterman, who didn't just buy me a coffee, they bought me a bottle of wine each. So that's absolutely amazing. So a massive thank you, and yeah, greatly appreciated. Right, back to the video. One of the rules I set this morning was don't buy anything breakable, and the other rule was don't buy anything big. And I've come back with breakables and big stuff, so it's not entirely gone to plan, but the results should work out okay. So I guess the first couple of breakable items, the first things I actually bought were breakable, and that was these pair of mugs. I'd said to myself I was going to stop getting mugs, but I can't help myself when you get these sort of 3D mugs. Got an Olaf one there as well. Now I took these at a pound each. I can't lose at a pound each, but it's not the sort of profits I go for, and the reality is these are a bit more of a pain to pack because I want to be a little bit more careful to make sure they actually get there safely. So I waste more time packing stuff that isn't going to make me a massive profit. The reality is the pair of them sold individually, it will total up at about 20 quid or thereabouts. This will go for around a tenner, this will go for a little bit less. So yeah, £2 out for about £20 back. Not what I usually try and go for, especially when it comes to breakables. So I need to learn to leave stuff on the table. As a part-timer, I just don't have the time to get through the stock that I've got. As you can see, I've got lots of shoes around me. These will all make way over £20 profit each, and you can't break them in the post. These will make way less, and I could break them. So yeah, I need to learn to leave stuff on the table. So I'll get these out of the way. So yeah, money to be made there, but not as much as I ideally would like to. What else have we got down here? Picked up these. These are Robert Welsh, what do you call them? Napkin ring holders. So they're not a precious metal, they're just stainless as far as I'm aware, but they are a decent named brand. I personally don't think much of the brand Robert Welsh, but their knives sell for quite a lot. New, can't sell knives secondhand on eBay. And I picked up 3 pairs, so 6 for a £5. Selling them as a set of 6, should be able to get around £25 for those. So £5 at 25. Not it's a decent profit, not the biggest profit in the world, but for the fact that again it's unbreakable, small to post, lightweight, easy to store, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Now this is quite pretty. See if I can get this closer so it will focus. Not sure if that's going to focus properly, but that is a little silver filigree puff necklace. That's 925 silver. So yeah, paid £2 for that. Lady was asking £2. I could see the little 925 stamp on it, little filigree necklace. I had a look. It looks like they're for that sort of style probably around 20 quid. So again, small, easy to pack, post. For £2 out, can't really go wrong for a nice bit of silver there, so should go well there. What else did I get? Let's get on to some of the breakable stuff that I said I wasn't going to get but ended up getting. This is quite expensive. This I paid up 20 quid, the bloke wouldn't budge, and it is a Alphonse Mucha style Art Nouveau mirror. So I know he did like a seasons. There was your spring, summer, autumn, winter one. I didn't recognise this. It didn't have any season written on it. I don't even know if it is Mucha or just that sort of style, but it's period. Well, I say period. It's old. It's not original Art Nouveau, but it's Art Nouveau style. Looking at the frame, I'm guessing 60s. So it's a decent quality frame. I think that once I give that a bit of a tidy up, might even oil the frame to make it look as good as possible. I would have thought should be able to get around 60 to 80 quid depending on how long I'm willing to wait. I'm a bit concerned because of the size, and obviously it could be damaged, but I think as long as I put a decent piece of hardboard and then lots of bubble wrap and then probably double wrap it in card, that should be okay. It certainly will not be going with Hermes. I know some people don't have any problems with Hermes. I tend to send most stuff with Royal Mail, except larger stuff or heavier stuff, because that then gets quite expensive, and I usually use one of the parcel comparison sites, Parcel to Go. So that will probably go DHL, or who else that usually go with? UPS. I don't really trust Hermes with something that breakable, but yeah, somewhere between like £20 out, should be able to get somewhere between 60 and 80 back. Just need to make sure it gets there in one piece. Right, I'll do a couple of bits of footwear and then I'll get on to these surprisingly profitable golf clubs. Picked up these look pretty grim. Pair of Rockport hiking boots. Bloke wanted 4, settled on, no, he wanted 5, settled on 4. They're also got Thinsulate. I don't know if you can see that, which is it's a lightweight insulation. So anything that's got Thinsulate in it's typically a decent brand, because you have to pay to use the Thinsulate technology. So they're part leather, part rubberized. They need a clean, but £4 into 35 to 45, depending on how good I can get them to look. I can get shoes looking good. These were in a disgusting state yesterday, and they look good now. So I don't really have too much of a problem with getting filthy looking shoes, but it has to be worth my time and effort. Those took me about 5 minutes a pair. So if I can turn a couple of quid, less than a fiver, into 40 odd quid, and it takes me 10, maybe 15 minutes work, that's worth it. A bit of sweat equity, worth your time. Right, got a bundle deal on some shoes. There was a lady who was getting overrun at her stall, and I managed to grab 2 pairs of shoes and get a little bit of a deal, not a big deal. So the first thing I saw was the Buffalo logo. Buffalo make minging shoes. Sorry if you like them. They're ugly and horrible, but they're a lot of money. I think they're really ugly shoes, but it's what's in style at the moment, and people seem to like this horrible, clunky, chunky monkey shoe. I hate them. But she wanted, what did she ask for? She wanted 10 for those and 5 for these. I typically try and keep trainers to an average of about £5 a pair, but I will pay up for specific ones. And Buffalo London shoes, so it's a bit bright in here, so that's reflecting a lot, but these are silver and they're absolutely gopping. Look at the state of that. So that'll clean up nicely, that won't be a problem. But yeah, these are size 5 ladies. Paid 10 for those as part of the bundle, so she wanted 15 for both pairs. We settled on 14. These, believe it or not, these horrible looking shoes will go for somewhere between 55 and 80 quid, depending on the style and the colour. I couldn't see any silver ones like this, so either no one's going to want them, or it means I could pump the price up higher. I might start high, 85, 90 quid, and see where it goes. But if you see stuff, Buffalo London shoes and boots, they go well. Decent brand to keep an eye out for. I say decent brand, I don't know, I don't think they've really got much of a history, but they have a following, which means that they will sell well. These are Nike, I think these are Luna something, I can't remember the exact model, but Luna something. Oh, there it is. They are Luna Lon. Now, normally if these were sort of your standard sort of colours, I usually put them up for around the £30 mark or high 20s. I'll then send out offers or receive offers, and as long as I can get around 20-25 quid, I flip them quick, because the money that comes in for that pays for some of my long tail items, which means that I'm sitting on potential profit that hasn't actually cost me anything technically, because I've already paid for that with my quick flip stuff. However, what I found with floral Nikes is they go for higher. I've had Liberty Nikes which have gone for 65 quid. I've had other floral style Nikes that have gone for 35-40 quid. So I find that the floral ones do seem to go for slightly higher money. So if you see Nikes in good condition, these again need a clean, but I'll have these looking good. So I would have thought north of £30, and I'm happy to wait for these to sell up, wait for these to turn over. So yeah, quite happy with that. So I've started buying some golf clubs, and I've been doing a bit of research on brands, because not all golf clubs are worth getting. Now, I noticed these ones were a bit shorter than normal, so I assumed they were kids ones, and kids stuff doesn't always sell for anywhere near what adult stuff sells for. However, because I've been doing research, I noticed, well, let me turn it around so I can see the brand elsewhere, that these are Callaway. Callaway are one of the better brands out there. So I've got I don't know if it's a driver or a one wood. It says one on the bottom, so I'm assuming one wood. It's the XJ series, which is for juniors. So we've got a putter, we've got a sand wedge, a 9-iron, 7-iron, 5 wood, and then we've got a 5-iron, but it's not. This is US Kids Golf, and the bag. I paid for this annual, so one of those little folding trolleys with the wheels. The whole lot paid £5, which is an absolute bargain. Whilst kids stuff will not go for as much as grown-up stuff, I need to double check whether this is a full set, whether there's anything missing, but it looks like a set of this size from Callaway with the bag will go for somewhere between 100 and 150 pounds depending on condition. This is looking a bit scuffed up. I might get this out on my polishing wheel. I've got a decent garage set up, so I can get things looking better than the average Joe, because I've got equipment which I use for other bits and pieces. But if I polish these up, remove some of the burrs, I might be able to get a little bit more. So yeah, 5 into potentially 100 plus. That's fantastic. It's a big item. As I said, I didn't want to buy any big items, but as soon as I saw Callaway, I thought that's got to be worth a go. Another bonus is, whilst I paid a £5 for it, I found £2 in the pocket, so it's only cost me £3. So yeah, quite happy with that. So if you're selling something at a car boot sale, you might want to check might want to check that you haven't left money in it. And then I think everything else I got from one seller. So yeah, nice little bundle deal on that. So give me a sec, I'll get it out and we'll have a look. So this last guy, I bought quite a few bits off him because we settled on a decent deal, and all in I've spent £20 with him. He wouldn't budge on some of the prices, but then he was throwing extra bits in as I was buying a few more bits or putting stuff into my bundle. He said, oh, you can have this for free, you can have that for free, I'll stick that in there, don't bargain me down, I'll give you this as well. Well, whilst I don't always want that because I don't want my house full of tat, some of the things could be pretty damn good. So the thing that I spotted first was this. Doesn't look like much, does it? It's just a hard case. The brand, Peli. I know Peli because in my other life, I'm also a photographer, and the best waterproof cases, hard cases you can get, professional grade cases, are made by Peli. So this is a waterproof laptop case, and there'll be a rubber O-ring all the way around to keep it waterproof. Great big locking thing, and it just basically is, it's not bomb proof, but it basically means that you can protect a really expensive laptop from getting, or you can protect a laptop from an expensive break because you've got a waterproof and very, very solid case. He wanted 15, he wouldn't budge, but then he started throwing things in. So all, as I said, I've spent 20 quid all in. So for my 20 quid, I got this Peli case. Couldn't find this exact one. It's a Peli hardback 1090. Peli laptop cases go for between 50 and £90 depending on the spec, so I do need to have a little bit of research on that, but that will go for between 50 and 90 quid. So immediately, bang, good profit straight away. I saw this, it was an Oregon Scientific weather station. So it's got its mains adapter, you've got your, so basically this bit sits inside your house, you've got that plugged into the mains, and then you've got some external sensors which sensor moisture and pressure changes, etc., so you can see what your weather's going to be like or is, etc., and your outdoor temperature, your indoor temperature. So that he put into the bundle. So let's chalk that up a couple of quid. They go for about 20 to 30 quid depending on spec, so my money is safe there. He threw that in there. This is a Sony 4-band radio. If you look up the specific model number, it doesn't go for a huge amount of money, maybe 10-15 quid. However, if you just search for Sony short band or world band radio, it's because it's got FM, FM, medium wave, long wave and short wave. It means you can get all the world bands. So the battery case is taped, battery cover is taped on, which isn't brilliant. However, world band radios, they vary from, if I just look at that one on its own, that specific model, 20 to maybe 30 quid, but there are some shortwave ones which will go for way more. We're talking 50 to 100 pounds, so keep an eye out for anything that's got the option for receiving shortwave. But Sony ones do go well. Typically it's the ones that have got presets which are, go for a little bit more, so yeah, happy with that. We have got oh jeez, right, boxes collapsing here. I was looking at, he had a bundle of cameras, and he said he'll chuck those in for an extra couple of quid. So I've got two Sony DSC T9s, don't go for a huge amount, 15 to 25, somewhere around that ballpark. Two of those, but I've got 3 boxes, which was a bit bizarre, but there's only 2 cameras. I have thoughts about whether actually I'm going to use this for my 7-year-old, just give him a camera so he can learn how to use a camera, and if it breaks, it's not the end of the world, or if he loses it, it doesn't matter, because I didn't really take this into account when I was buying stuff. He kind of threw them in, so I'm not that worried about the profit. They don't they're an old camera, it's older technology, but it might be something good for my my youngest to learn how to use a camera. So yeah, hopefully it's working. If not, spares and repairs, get rid. So I got those two cameras, and he also threw in a Nikon, what is that, Coolpix 4300. Again, old technology, it's only 4 megapixel, but maybe if this is working, maybe this is a better size for my youngest to learn how to use a camera on. So yeah, not brilliant, but I didn't pay for it, so I don't really give monkeys. 2 more bits and then we're done. Speakers. So these are little bookshelf speakers. These are by a company called Gale. Not the best company in the world, not the worst, but Gale speakers tend to go for 35-ish quid. They're decent. One of the things to look for when you're getting speakers is binding posts at the back, so they can accept banana plugs, or you can put in much higher thickness cable. Much better quality than a spring clip. But these are Gale 30 series, so 3010S, and that will work on anything from 4 to 8 ohms, so it's got a decent range on there. They're a little bit knocked about. Maybe once I clean them up, maybe they're only really suitable for garage speakers, but there's a few little dents, but actually they're in pretty reasonable condition. So yeah, included in the bundle, not bad, not too fussed about that. So yeah, somewhere between 30 and 40 quid, let's say that. And then I picked this up and I was just looking at it, and he said, oh, just chuck that and you can have that as well. Now on the side it says Diapnot, which I didn't recognise, but then I flipped it over, and on the back, Zeiss. Again, my other life as a photographer, Carl Zeiss makes phenomenal lenses, and I didn't know what this was. I had no idea. But it is Zeiss, and when I saw Zeiss and he was going to throw it in, I thought, well, okay. Turns out it is an old style light meter. There's a little lens there, and I'm not sure whether it's for a microscope or something, that you focus a microscope through it and you manually use it for working out your light. 20 to 25 quid. That will go large letter. So yeah, 20-25 quid for something you just threw in. That's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, for my little bundle deal from that guy, I'll make it all back on the Peli case and more. But all the other bits, I should do a tidy little profit. And if the cameras don't work, spares and repairs or bin. If they do work, my youngest will probably get one. So yeah, all in, I've spent £78.50, including my £150 entry fee. I didn't get up at the crack of dawn today. I got there, rocked in at about 6:20, finished up just before 9. So I think that was a pretty decent effort for the morning. Couple of things that in hindsight I probably shouldn't have bought, like the mugs. It's just, I don't know if it's worth my time. We'll see. But otherwise, yeah, for the money spent and the risk of capital that I'm putting up, the rewards, I'll get that back with a couple of items, so it's no risk really. So it's just a matter of time and effort. And with regards to time and effort, I'm going to be having a lot less time for this shortly, because I have decided to build a proper tack shed in the garden. Got a big garden. We've got a 1930s semi, and that meant that we've got a 130-foot garden, which is it's big, which means I don't have time to keep on top of it anyway. So in the middle section of the garden, we've got a rotting shed that was rotting when we first got here, but I've just pulled the trigger on buying a big sort of permanent gazebo, because it looks like it's going to be cheaper to get a gazebo and then panel out the walls and put a floor in than it is to get a purpose-built garden office. So the sort of thing that I want, if I paid someone to do it, we're looking at £12,000 to £15,000. Just bought the gazebo on a offer. It's 1,500 quid down from 1,900. It looks like it takes 3 days to build it, so I'll get my dad or my friend Richard to give me a hand, and get that put up. Once that's up, I have a dry space underneath where I can then take my time, build the rest of it. So ideally I want a new tack shed built before winter, but that does mean that once I've spent sort of my 3 days putting it up, I've got to build walls, I've got to build floor, I've got to get source double glazing. I want something that's going to look good, so I need to put some time into it. So it will be good for me to get all the tat out of the house and have something in a proper dedicated space for it, and I'll have a photography area, and we can also use it for family stuff. Might even put a bar in there, but if I'm doing that on weekends, that's going to reduce the amount of time that I can source and sell. So yeah, need to figure out how I'm going to juggle it. So it might mean in the short term it's going to be more difficult sourcing, but the reality is I've got so much crap quality merchandise, I don't need to go out and source, so I could knock it all on the head if I wanted to. But having a proper dedicated space for storage, photography, etc., it's going to make a massive difference, because our conservatory is just full to the gills. My shed, my workshop is full, and it means it's difficult for me to actually get the job done. So having a decent place for storing and doing the photography, it's going to be worth the effort and the time invested. So yeah, I think, yeah, look, if I paid someone else to build it, 12 to 15 grand, I reckon all in, I'm gonna set myself a goal of getting it all done for under 4 grand. I'll let you know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of insight into why I've bought certain items, what to look out for, my thought process behind it, and hopefully that will help you with some of your sourcing. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Take care.